go. We are all set. We are up and running. Good morning, everyone. Can you believe it? We are really down to the countdown. Today is December 29th. Good morning, everyone. This is Carol, so AKA Naughty Bus, live with Two
Sisters. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Janice, AKA Wellness Diva 5.0, Wealth Wellness Wednesday. So many amazing things happened, and who knows? So, that's the good of it. It's about to happen. Absolutely. So many things about to happen. Wealth Wellness Wednesday, I think it really is a way to, I think of the ripple effect when I think of Wealth Wellness Wednesday. How good is it to surprise an unsuspecting individual? Maybe you pay for the coffee for the person behind you, whatever it is, stick some money in the gas station thing where you typically would put your credit card. I mean, all those things are so amazing and create that sense of, wow, somebody did this for me. And I don't know, I get the chills when I think about stuff like that. I just think it's so cool.
Well, I think part of the act of it's unsuspecting. We have so many people, that really show great efforts in citizenship and humanity by giving to others to, whether it's giving to their favorite local charity, whether it's, one of my favorites is Towers to Tunnel, whatever organization, cancer site, whatever you give to is always giving of the heart, appreciative. But this is in a whole different way because the mindset is different when we talk about Wealth Wellness Wednesday. And a lot of people often ask us that question, why do we equate or why do we correlate with wealth and wellness and giving? And the whole point is, especially if you're an entrepreneur, but it doesn't mean just solely for entrepreneurs. It's anyone walking, anyone talking, anyone sharing and giving, anyone living. And it's really about having that healthy relationship with money and understanding that the power of attraction, the law of attraction, what we put out, we get back tenfold because there's so much of an abundance out in the universe. It's how we tap into that energy. And when you tap in it in such a way that it doesn't have to have the price tag on it, meaning the monetary amount does not mean anything. Because a lot of people often ask that. You talk about $1, $5, $10. Well, everyone's giving amount is different. It doesn't define what the action is, but it's different for whatever reason, and that's okay. That's the beauty of this. It doesn't matter. And actually, the mindset is really more for those that are working on changing their wealth and their wellness and understanding that they do need a healthy relationship with money. In order to do that, you got to take action. So this particular action has nothing to do with the monetary amount, but it also has nothing to do with a charity. So it's not about donating to a charity, your favorite cause. It's nothing to do with that. It's about doing a financial exchange. So it's an action, a financial exchange to someone that's unsuspecting, someone that's not expecting anything to come into their world, their life. So how many times think of this way? And, I often chat about different things of how the law of attraction works. Say you decide, today, I've never done this before. I'm going to go Wally World and I'm going to take a $5 bill in a diaper box because we know the cost of diapers. I mean, everything, let's face it, the cost of everything has gone up, right? So any little bit of tidbit that we can help to defray the cost of what we need is so vital, so impactful. So imagine that mom, that grandma, or whoever who's taking care of that child, the caregiver, they open up the box and they like, oh my goodness, $5. So really this cost of diaper, well, this is going to go towards my next box. Unsuspecting, the sheer joy of excitement, and then kind of like the wonder, why would there be $5 in this box? What is that telling me? Is that telling me something? And frequently what happens is the giver, sometime, maybe it doesn't happen that particular day, but usually usually, I always say within 10 days to 2 weeks, sometimes it's longer, you never know, something unsuspecting happens to you. How many times have you wondered where you've walked, maybe even on the sidewalk, because this happens more often than not. You come across a bill, $5 bill, $1 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill, $50 bill, sometimes even $100 bills, whatever it is, right? And you're kind of looking around like, oh my God, who does this belong to? No one's in sight. And you realize, wow. And you think back to, geez, three Wednesdays ago, I participated in Wealth Wellness Wednesday. That is the abundance going back into the universe and giving it back. But I'm not saying that's exactly how it always works. So I want to be clear on that. And it's not the point of that. But the mindset is that you are contributing to someone that is not expecting it, and the joy that it gives that person. So you now, and sometimes I'll wait around if it's a somewhere where I can actually watch from kind of afar. One time I actually took 4 $5 bills, and it happened to be kind of a icky rainy day, not like pouring rain, but enough where you knew there might be some wipers up in the car, because the new car, the wipers go down, they're like invisible. Remember the days where you just flip them up? Remember the days when you went to the gas station? Here's a sidebar, nothing about nothing. They actually wash your windshields, and they can easily pick up your wiper. Well, today wipers are like, they're sunk in the car, you don't see them. So frequently, sometimes on a day where it's kind of icky out, people turn off their engines real quick because they're running their airing, and their wipers are still up. So I happened to take 4 $5 bills, and I just ran around the parking lot, and I stuck the $5 bill on the windshield underneath the wiper. And I was pretty strategic in which cars I picked in adjacent to where my car was. So I sat in my car for probably a good 35, 40 minutes. And I watched as these unsuspecting people came to their car. And literally every single one of them, 2 actually came out at the same time. And they did the whole like, okay, who's watching me? And what is this about? But at the end of the day, then they kind of made an eye connection, and they both kind of realized what happened, and were like, you could just see them. I couldn't hear exactly what they were saying, but I was imagining that they were saying God is good. Like, what a blessing. How kind of cool is this? And the point is, you've changed someone's, maybe they already had a bad day. Maybe they were struggling to buy whatever groceries. Maybe they had to put something back because they didn't have that extra $5 that they needed. Or maybe they got to the car, got their groceries, and realized they probably maybe spent a little bit too much, and now they don't even have money for a gallon of gasoline, because we know what gasoline costs today. So you never know. So it's not about necessarily the monetary amount. It's about giving to others to create that ripple effect that they're also going to spread it forward in such a way that is going to impact other people. So think about that. Think about if everyone today took 10 $1 bills, we're going to go with 10 $1 bills, and impacted 10 different people, or 5 different people. Maybe decide you're going to, each give them $2, whatever it may be. And those 5 or 10 people go out and do the same. And those other 10 people now go out and do the same. So it keeps rippling down. You're creating joy. You're creating givingness, thankfulness, the desire to do better, the desire to help others. So that is the point of Wealth Wellness Wednesday. But it also shows you that, you know what, if you're one of those entrepreneurs or someone that is struggling, you need it even more. It's just the whole mindset of doing that. In order to create that ripple effect and create more abundance for all, we have to give, because there's more than enough out there. It's just a matter of actually doing the act. And remember what we always talk about. We are not in control of what anyone else does. We are not in control of what goes on in our local communities, our states, our federal government, all that stuff. We're not in control of that. But what we are in control of is how we act and how we react. So why don't we, on this Wealth Wellness Wednesday, pay it forward. And you will, even if you feel like crap, you're going to feel better. And that's the whole point of making people feel better and impacting and adding value. So that's the point of Wealth Wellness Wednesday.
That was a great explanation, and I've heard it 100 times, but 100 different ways. So what better way to share the wealth, spread the ripple effect than on Wellness Wednesday? That I love that. Absolutely love that. As you were chatting, something had caught my eye, so I was trying to look it up real quick, and I'll just share the name of the article. The most popular fact checks of 2021 by the Washington Post. Not one of my favorites, but hey, I like reading from all different sides, finding out different things, and I'm just flabbergasted. And what I will do is, if you want it, I'll be happy to send it to you. I'm not going to waste my time and post it underneath the live of this video, but it is interesting. I just don't feel the need to do that. So that's kind of a sidebar about something interesting that popped up on my little screen here.
You're not gonna give us a hint. You got to give us a hint.
Well,
that's like dangling a carrot, and you're talking about it on a live podcast, and you're not even going to give us a hint.
Okay, so
we're going to rip it off.
I'll tell you the number one thing on this article, and it has to do with politics. So, listener, viewer, beware. No, the Taliban did not seize $85 billion of U.S. weapons. And then it goes on to explain that, and I'm like, what?
So they're basically saying that the Taliban did not take. So what do they do with the equipment then?
It's a long.
I mean, I think it's been pretty well documented that the equipment, and I don't know the amount of its worth, but that sounds like a number that I've heard before.
Right, and of course, our prior president was named in this. They're saying that the amount is actually a smaller figure. It was 75 billion.
Oh, we were 10 billion off. Oh, darn.
It's that kind of an article. And it just, things that make you go, and scratch your head like, what the heck?
Yeah, and that's, sadly, what can we say about media? First of all, since you brought up the word FC, which is fact checkers, has no relevance in any social media, as far as I'm concerned, my opinion, especially where flaky bookie was mentioned in court. I want to say it was a couple of weeks ago, where they had to finally admit in court, under oath, that they're people that are supposedly checking off different sentences, claims, statements, are actually not fact people, they're opinion people. And,
right.
And when I heard that, when I read that, I thought to myself, I think most of us already knew that. Like, that's like old news. Okay, no, I'm not going to give you kudos because you finally admitted it. We already knew that.
Right.
Because there was too many really good investigative reporters who found those things out several like a long time ago. And I being one of those that were harmed, for hurt feelings, banned, and in a place that Monopoly has a little square that's called you're in jail or visiting jail. There are many people on social media that have sadly been impacted by the wrongdoing of those types of opinionated people. So I would imagine at some point, somewhere down the road, there will be a group that will, be a class act of something. And I'm talking in code, obviously, but, I'm not surprised, in this day and age where, we're in the last week of the 2021 year we already know the curves, the renavigation, the derailment, the debacles, the misclaims, the fear mongering, all those things, we can't change it. And I don't want to be the one to dwell on it. You know, we want to impact people this week, knowing that we can overcome all that. You still have to recognize it, but put it in its place. And the bottom line is we still can't control it. We really have discovered through our own journey and the different things that, you know, we're involved with, that the way to impact is going back to grassroots efforts. And it really starts at the local level, whether it's your school district, your school committee, which that's been obviously the forefront of my mind, as well as, you know, your local government. That's where you start to make those changes, because that's something that you can take personal action, you can get involved with, because there's nothing worse than that feeling of what can I do to help, and your hands are tied because it's like not attainable, it's too far away, you can't get involved. And what I always tell people is look in your own backyard. Just like when we talk about vacations and fun times, look in your own backyard. We have so many blessings that we can take action with, whether it's vacation, whether it's seeing sites within our own backyard, meaning our own communities, our own state. When it comes to those kinds of things that from a national level that we can't control the media and the garbage that they come out with. And I'm referring to all media sources. I'm not picking one over the other. They all have their debacle moments in 2021. I think they can all share in that unprestigious claim. But the point being is we can make change. You can make change this last week of 2021 by taking action within your own community. Use the sources that you have. Find other citizens that are like-minded, that want the change that you want, that you are thinking that you need. And that's the ripple effect of really understanding the power of being involved from a local perspective. And then it, you know, instead of everyone talks about, like, I hate this term, the trickle down effect. Why don't we start trickling up? You know, and the way we trickle up is you start right in your own backyard, your own community, and you force the change upward. You know, I think America as a whole has been the unpopular recipient of the nasty trickle down effect of the garbage that we can't control, because we can't control way up here. You know, we vote people in and nothing happens, nothing changes, or not enough change occurs. And obviously we know that there's layers and layers of corruption. We know there's layers of just deceit, and we to peel all that back, that, like, what I call the nasty onion, is a lot of work. And then we feel defeated. We feel overwhelmed. What can I do? What does my vote really count for? And you have to take that and take that mindset away and say, there are things I can do. I can do them on a local level. And I think once America and citizens and humanity as a whole understands that it starts from the local level, we want to trickle up. We want new people in the higher positions. We got to start locally within your school districts. You have a district that is not serving your child, not serving your educational needs, your family values, change who sits at the table. School committees, start recalling them. Yes, I'm saying it out loud. Recall them. If they are not serving the constituents that voted them in, and they're not doing the will of the children of that demographic that has no voice, you don't have any place at the table. You need to go. It's time for your reservation to be reneged. And sorry, you're not serving. That's how you make change. You make change within your school district by changing who's in your school committee or your school board. We know that. You want more change up in your upper entourage of your state, start changing your local level. Start having town hall rallies within your districts and getting the word out. That's how people make change. But what it also creates is that sense of community, that I've got other people that want this change as well. And you are finding that many people, regardless of their political affiliation, are coming together because they're saying, look, they are not serving American people. We need to make that change. So, Washington Post is just one on the list of those outlets that does not serve the people. They serve one thing. They are beholden to money. And when you follow the money, and the more money you find, the more stinky it gets.
Right. It's I call it the silly putty effect. Oh, here's the truth, right? Here's the truth. I'm just pretending this is silly putty. But now we're going to mold it to fit our narrative. Dare I say more? I'm not going to.
Well, that's too bad that came on your screen while you're on the podcast. But, again, we can't control that stuff. But it is what it is. But what are you going to be up to on this Wealth Wellness Wednesday?
Well, I'm still working on Triumph Tuesday, straightening up my desk. I was really
wrong with that.
Right. I was really busy yesterday with content creation for some clients, and I had a couple client meetings, but just kind of going with the flow here and working on my 2021 stuff. Trying, I'm typically one of the procrastinators when it comes to like tax season. So I'm more mindful of that and start, okay, I need this, let me start getting this together, spend a couple minutes on it each day. And so pretty much just that. It's kind of doom and gloomy here today. I suspect that it will be like this all day long. I think it is, excuse me, a little warmer. Hopefully we'll be able to get outside, and like, who knows, it's, we're winding down. And again, I know the end of 2021 always gets a bad rap, but what I did see, the other thing that I saw that I wanted to bring up about, year-end stuff, where you see a video on important people that have passed this year, and of course, Colin Powell, so many, Cicely Tyson, I had forgotten about her, great actress. Oh my gosh, Marky Post, quite young. And, of course, the list goes on and on. So,
yeah, someone actually, I think I just saw Madden passed away.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I want to say it was Monday or Tuesday that
right.
I got.
It just came through my post. How old was he? He was up there.
83, I believe.
83.
Yeah.
He just had that bigger than life. Obviously we come from a football family. Dad loved watching football, and I loved watching football with him. And, he just had a bigger than life persona about him. He was just, and I also remember him in the movie, The Replacements, with Keanu Reeves. And he was, he was commentating as, being a NFL commentator, but he had some comedy moments in that. So he just had that kind of big teddy bear persona about him. And so we wish his family, send them condolences. And, it's sad when you see a legend like that go.
Oh, absolutely. So that's kind of the year starting to wind down with a wrap on different things that are transpiring around our world. It is Wealth Wellness Wednesday. Go out and make it a great one. Surprise someone, create that ripple effect. And on that note, my name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, and I am with TwoSistas,
and this is Carol, aka Naughty Bus, live for a few more days in Princess Ray Ray's castle. We wish you a great Wealth Wellness Wednesday. Go out there, impact others, especially if you're feeling crummy. If you need that sense of involvement, you want to impact, you want to add value, go out and do a little of that Wealth Wellness Wednesday with an unsuspecting person. And you'd be surprised, although you're giving a gift, you also get the gift of giving. And it's a good feeling. It changes your endorphins up, gets them popping and moving, and you're going to feel better. We will see you tomorrow for Trending Thursday, which I'm sure there's a lot of end of the year trending. We'll find out tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.